Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third section of the long form. We are at the end of April. I think it's our fifth time this month. And we are reviewing Snake Creeps Down, which is a move that takes a couple weeks to get a feel of. I expect you're coming with lots of questions today, and I'm looking forward to that. And then we are going to go on. That's my intention. We're going to go on to Golden Rooster stands on one leg, which is a fun move as well. So we get to go back on one leg and move into it from Snake Creeps Down. So it should be good today. What I would like to do for our warm up is, again, I want you to presence all in your body, all of those essentials we've been working on. The head up, that expanded body shape nice shoulders down, expanded body shape that you get when you're very round, recessed here and around your back. Very up, down from that head up, and also from that relaxing our waist, right? Relaxing, very grounded feeling. I'd like to do that. I'd like to do everything we've done for the third section. And the treat today is I'm sharing sound with you. I'm going to put Nancy's recording on. So when it says cross hands, you can just go to where you would go for cross hands to begin your prepare for working on third section and presence all of those and then all of those essentials. And then we will do what we know so far up through Snake Creeps Down. All right, so let's do that of third section. Let me see if I'm close to the right place. If I'm not, just prepare some more in cross hands.
Cross hands.
Up, down, very round. Relax
Embrace
that waist.
the tiger. Return to the mountain. Roll back. Press. Push. Diagonal single whip. Parting the wild horse's mane. 1. 2. 3. 4. Transition to grasping the bird's tail.
Foot comes in.
Ward off. Left. Ward off. Right. Roll back. Press. Push. Single whip. Fair lady, work shuttles. 1. 2. 2, 3, 4, 'Transition to grasping the bird's tail',
Roll back,
ward off,
left foot goes directly,
ward off, right, roll back, press, push, single whip, cloud hands, 1, 2, 3, single whip, snake creeps down, golden rooster stands on one leg, 1,
all right,
2,
we haven't gotten there yet, so we'll stop that. Nancy always takes a very short time on snake creeps down, and I'm always like, wait a minute. So sometimes I've learned to try to get ahead of it by then. So if you're working with that. Anyway, look at all that we did, right? We haven't done it to music in a long time, and to Nancy's lovely calling. So questions on anything now that we're all warmed up? Yes, Erlyn.
Okay, so I totally got lost in shuttle 3 because you know what? I did it like 4 times before we started this class, and I did it every single time, and then I get to 3 and I forget exactly where everything, but I'm not asking that we drill that because, you know, it's just but the transition from, what's the last move we do? It's the shuttle. Wait, it's the one where we do the last ward off before we go into the last single whip before snake creeps down.
Yes.
That.
Okay, it's from the 4th shuttle, which is the same as the 2nd, and it is a little different. So looking at that again is probably a good idea.
Thank you.
We did look at those last week. Other questions folks have, so I can make sure I get everything together. All right, well, we'll start there then. Let me just review, since those of you who watched the video saw my little writing on the side, because the video last week, I was giving the wrong instruction at one point. So I just want to make sure that we're really, really clear on these transitions, which I was also calling out. So let me go back to one other one. And I'm just going to do it towards you. Let's see. Maybe I'll do it this way. See what happens. when we've done, I'm gonna do it this way, sorry. When we've done our parting the wild horse's mane, our final parting the horse's mane, we just shift and turn and everything moves with us. And then as we shift back, we get into this sort of push a button, right, position we used to talk about a long time ago. And then we close step, and when we do, our front foot comes back to neutral as we close step, and then it's left ward off. So from this direction, just do it with me for one more practice on that. Parting the wild horse's mane, last third one. We're in this modified bow step, this zigzag step to the right, our right foot's in front. We're gonna shift our weight back towards center along the diagonal, get the weight on our heel, and just turn, you know, sort of turning in towards our body. Nothing else really changes. Then we rotate both arms as we come back. We have this ward off over here on the left, and then close, see how the left foot comes in, and then out, stepping out for a nice bow step, nice shoulder width apart, and a left ward off. So the reason I want to do that is that we have a different kind of transition with the last shuttle. I believe the last shuttle. So I'm gonna do it like this. That makes sense, right? Just so you can see again. Our last shuttle, I believe the right foot is in front. We're going to rotate both arms as we go back and drop the right elbow. We're in this rollback position. Our left hand pointed towards the middle of forearm, and our right hand, you know, our right arm as in rollback. Then we again turn. Okay, so we're again turning. Then we close. This time though, our feet are close enough together that we just step out and we finish that close and into left ward off. So the big difference is our hand position. They're going into rollback, but there's also a difference in our going directly with that step, not having it come in after the shuttles. All right, so let's do it from where we would actually be, which is you're going to turn your back to me and go with a right bow step to the corner. Your right arm is up. And you're going to come, let's just do the first part of it. We're going to shift back, both arms rotate, left palm up. I mean, it's a little rotation. It's really, the other way you can think of it is just bringing this right arm, this right elbow down. So rotate the left arm and think of bringing the right elbow down more towards shoulder height. Now you're in this rollback position and turn. You could actually be rolling back someone. Then shift your weight back, close your arms, and directly step out to shoulder width. And left ward off. Let's do that one more time, since that's the really new one. Right foot forward, you're turning your back to me, you're in the corner. And your left arm, your left forearm rotates, and you're dropping that right elbow. Turn to the left to the corner, shift back, close, step, and left ward off. And a little faster. You're in a bow step to the corner, right foot forward. And shift back into roll back and roll back and shift, close step, left ward off. Any questions about that? Yes, Erlyn.
Okay, so when you're in that shuttle and you drop down into rollback, you're actually in a final rollback, because if you're back on your back foot, you're not like going like this and then moving back. And then when you turn your body, you're turning on your heel.
No, you're in the position ready to do rollback. So you have not. Okay, what do I want to say? Yes, I'm sorry, you are correct. You are correct. You have gone from a bent knee in front to a straight knee in front. You haven't like moved way back, but yeah, so you're still in a,
Okay.
so there's weight on both feet, yes.
And you turn on your heel like this, and then when you come back, so then you come back to like, and then you close by just rotating this arm together like that, and then step out. Is that?
Yeah, let me show you from here. So from here. So here I am. You see the back leg bends and the front leg straightens. And here I am in my position, my rollback position. Then I roll back by, I get my opponent by just turning my whole body to the left, right? Then as you shift back, my right arm bends and the left arm just sort of naturally goes.
Okay, and your chest is it towards the corner after that?
So
pivoting?
mostly, but let's see, here we are. But when I really do it, I tend to, yes, but it's not as towards the corner as it's going to be in a minute.
Okay.
So it's between, so the corner would be here. It isn't square. It can't be square. I mean, it could be, but that's, yeah. I don't turn that much. I don't believe Master Young turns this much, right? But then you want this big turn here. You will get this big turn here. And part of that is your hip turning, right? Because this is not this, it's this, because it's straight up and down like fan through back and like single whip.
Right, okay, thank you.
Yep. Michael, do you have questions on this?
On the right arm, I was bringing my arm over like this, but you brought your right arm in, then stepped out like this, correct? You brought your
Okay.
right arm, you brought your, as you made your turn, you brought this hand in and then stepped out. Is that correct?
So let me see if I can show you the arms a little better, a little closer. So I get into a rollback position that looks like this.
Right.
So my right arm, my hand is still high, but I mean, it's not, see, it's not that high, right? This is my position, right? Except that I'm to the corner, so it's harder for you to see. So I was here and then here, and then I just swing. That's all I'm doing. I just swing. The hands stay exactly where they were. So they were here. I drop my elbow. There's a small rotation of the left arm. The right arm, the whole forearm, is really changing, right? Get into this position. Then I'm just turning. Then here, I'm going to bring this arm like this. My right arm is going to close, and my left, I'm also moving back. So it's kind of natural that my left arm that my right arm doesn't stay with my body, right? My right arm more stays in space, and I'm moving back. Do you see that?
Yes.
And then I allow it to close. So, and there's this little bit of a intention forward to get to my opponent, which turns my body some towards the front, but I'm not turning that very far. And I step out. Okay, so that all happens at once. Let me do it a little closer to you again. So shifting back into the rollback position, swing, shift back, get a little of this intention forward. See how my shoulders are quite forward? And as I finish stepping, I finish closing. Then here.
Does that occur on parting horse's mane too? As I was keeping my right arm out here
So parting the wild horse's mane is different. So okay. Good catch. So parting the wild horse's mane, we're like this.
Right.
And we turn, and we have to come from here. So what happens here? Rotate, rotate, rotate. Come in sort of halfway close and out. Did you see my foot came in and out? And then you're in that same position.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay? Yeah, fine. I think I was too far back before for you to really catch all that. So, all right. What else would we like to work on? Snake creeps down, you good? Yeah. I see some folks suggesting snake creeps down, right. Anything in particular, or just to go through it one more time?
One more time.
Okay, Erlyn.
You're gonna probably cover it. This is gonna probably take a lot more than just what we're gonna do, but it's because when I watch the videos and I am doing it, I don't understand how it could be possible to keep my knee over my foot and go down to a certain point. But
you don't have to keep the knee over your foot. It has to go in the same direction as your toes. So if you are really limber like Master Yang, I believe that you're here. Let's do it this way, right?
Here.
So we're here and here, right? I believe that the knee, if I look for just me, right? And I go down as far as I can go down, my knee's a good inch in this way past where the end of my toe is. That's all right, because I'm not putting, the weight is on the whole bubbling well. It's not the knee. And if I had good knees, you know, it would go down further, but I can't. So my problem isn't here. My problem is in the knees themselves. Well, it's some of both probably. So yeah, so the tips I have for you there. So let's go through it again. So we come out towards, so the tips are actually, you want to make sure you're in a good bow step. A lot of people aren't in a good bow step. A longer bow step is nice, but shortly we're going to be doing this. So if you can't, you're going to have a short bow step if that's hard for you. So in terms of this footwork, the other thing I think is it's very helpful if you relax if you relax and if you feel the circle. What do I mean by the circle? So we went through that there's a circle of your body, right? Your body goes back and down and across, right? And then shortly, we're going to go like this. You know, we're going to come out of it, right? And go into the next. But there's this nice circle of our lower body. There is also a kind of circle of our upper body, right? Because as we go back, the arm comes in. And as we go down, the arm goes down. And as we start to go forward, the hand goes forward. And shortly, we're going to go forward. So what I find really, really helpful in this is to just let the circles happen rather than try to be precise. And if you're doing it high, right? If you're doing it high, you just circle. You know, you'll be doing it like that, right? It'll be quite high. If you're very flexible and you're able to go lower, I can't go very low. Still, and have somebody pulling this arm. Let somebody, an imaginary somebody, right? Pull your arm out gently to help you go down, and then go down, and then go forward. And now let somebody help you go forward, you know? So even though we tell you to stop in this awkward position, and for the form, like if you're being tested, you would need to stop very briefly at the point we talked about last time. Even if with that, I think it's good to practice it as just the circle. Don't know if that helps. Yes, sir, Lynn.
And so is this truly two questions. Is this truly a circle, or is there a little bit of flat spot where you go across the bottom? That's one. And I forgot what number two was.
So what's happening, this can mean a lot of different things, but let's see. What do we want to say? So supposing somebody has us here, like we were striking, right? We were striking. I'm just going to go like this way, right? Somebody has us. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to get away, right? So we're coming in and going down. So I want you to think a little bit about coming in and going down. We've done this before, right? So we're trying to make it uncomfortable for somebody else. We powerfully shift back. Then we go down. And if you can really drop like Master Yang does, who can hold on, right? Who can hold on? But if they do hold on, then you go forward. So what have you done to their body? They have grabbed you, they've been pulled forward and down, and then they're pushed back, right? So this circle is really helping with that. I don't know if that helps. Yes, Erlyn.
Sorry, I remembered the second part then. Thank you. When you're when you're going down into this, starting the circle, at what point or not are your shoulders and pelvis in alignment or not aligned?
Wow. Okay. And here's the other thing that I'm going to tell you what I think, but I refer you to Master Yang's videos. Okay. So I think about my center moving over this back foot and then moving down. I try to keep my shoulders the same. So we're very open here. and here. I'm not saying I achieve this all the time. I'm coming back. I'm coming down. There is a setting. I am now leaning forward a little down here, okay? And make sure I got this, leaning forward. I'm not gonna go down too far. And then here, and then there's this little thing here, and I think you're still there. Shortly, when we get to center, we're gonna move this, and that starts changing our torso. I think right now, think of your torso as, you know, as you're moving your hips, your torso, you may hold back your upper body as your hips move for a little bit. But we'll talk about that as we move forward. Okay, good. Michael.
What is your weight distribution when you come back? Are you like 70-30? Or, you know, what kind of weight I know you're saying you're putting most of your foot back on your right leg, most of your weight.
So this is a really good question. I don't really know the answer to that. It's either 60-40 or it's 70-30. I have this personal feeling that when I'm moving diagonally a lot of the time, it's more 70-30, like a rollback sometimes feels diagonally. The movement is diagonal, and sometimes it feels 70-30. So, but you're still in the center in that. This one is not in the center, right? We are moving. Well, that's a good question, actually. When you go really down, when Master Yang goes down, I think this is a question for Master Yang. I don't know the answer to that. Okay. I'll try to find out. Yes, I'm skittish about doing that because I know Master Yang has said in seminar that it is, you know, unless you're going to be standing up, you're standing up, or if you're going and swinging a foot through neutral, in that case, like in the next move we'll make, you're definitely, you know, going diagonally all the way.
Right.
But he may still be in the center with this, but very far back. I just think of my weight as going on that diagonal. Just make sure you're on the diagonal, not off the diagonal. I think that would torque your knees.
How much? Well, in the weight wise, if you're coming back, how far back do you want your butt past the heel of your foot?
I think if you're not, it depends on how far down you're going, I'm going to suggest. So if you're here like this, and you're coming back, I wouldn't have your butt past anything. I think you're, you know, like when I'm doing it and I'm not going down very far. Like if I have a short stance, I see you in a relatively short stance, not too short, right? And you're coming out here and you're coming, and then you're going to go sink, right? I think you're in the center.
Okay.
You're in the center of this line, and you're wherever it is natural for you to be. If you're high, I'm pretty confident it's more 60-40. It shouldn't feel like it should not. I can't imagine that when you're high, it should feel like an empty step. But again, that's a question for me to ask. If you let this foot get too light, you go like this, I think that's going to stress and make it really hard. Somebody like Master Yang can just literally sink. Then it all gets easy.
Yeah, just sink.
He can just sink. Yeah. And all of us who can't like sit on our heels, we have trouble with that, right?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else on Snake Creeks Down? Shall we do it a few times? Let me watch you do it. Let me watch you do it. So I will do it and watch you. So my gaze won't be. I will tell you about the gaze first. guess what? The gaze is always like straight ahead, right? So I'm not going to go down very far, and I'll do it with you, and I'll count it, but I'm going to look this way so I can see you. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is move your right foot out to the corner, right? Then as you bend your left arm, you're shifting your weight along the diagonal as you shift your weight back onto that back foot. Then down, down, sink down, however you can sink down, and forward a little bit, forward a little bit. The next move has us going further forward. Okay? So try that again. You're in single whip. Here, let me do it. Here, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it this way just so I can see you folks. Okay? So this is my left hand. This is my right hand. See if you can you figure that out? And you're just in single whip, however you are normally in single whip. And turn your foot out to the corner, your right foot. Come back, as you move back, let your left arm move in. Then as you come down, your left arm comes down. And as you move forward, your left arm goes forward. And your hook hand just hangs out. So why don't you, let's see. I'm going to do it this way so you can see it better. I won't be able to see you, and then I'll watch you. Okay, we'll do it twice. I'm opening, coming back and down and forward and whoops, I was going into the next move. There you go. And again, we are single whip. Change your back foot to the corner. And everything to the right, everything down, a little bit forward. And here is an example of how you would just do it. Nancy Lucero says, just sort of without going down much. You come back, bend that right knee. Whoops. Yeah. Come back, bend that right knee, sink your 1/8 of an inch, and go forward. And go forward a little bit. So you're making like a C with your left hand, right? It comes in when your body goes back. It does tip. It does tip. Remember, you're trying to break somebody's grip. So it goes sort of fingers first down and then out. So it makes it makes the C. It comes in and then tips and out. But you usually only just go a little ways in snake creeps down before you stop. Any other questions about it? I want to introduce you to the next move before too long. Are we good? All right. And so practice it this week and bring more questions next week with it. All right. So let me show you the next move. We'll probably just do the first part of it today. That's how it usually goes. I'll do it including snake creeps down, so you get another view of that. So snake creeps down, we're going to call this, I love the way, I was looking at what how JP counted this. I love the way he counts it. He goes, here's 0. Oh, no, not here. So here is our snake creeps down to here. And then he says, 0. Where am I? I'm back at single whip. That's why he says 0, right? So the first thing is a return to single whip. So how about we get the feel for that? So here I am at single whip, and I go into snake creeps down, and I come back and down and out. And then I just go, my body moves forward. And when I pass, it's a little different. It's not quite single whip. It's not quite here, but it's basically a single whip, right? You could start learning the move from here. So he calls that 0. Then we're going to shift back just a little and out with a small, so my left foot moved. We've done this before. And a grab pull. We've done that before. Then I'm going to move my whole Tai Chi pole, my whole weight over that left foot. I'm going to push with the back foot, release. It's so much easier to do when you, I should have made a smaller step. Release my right arm, set it by the time everything gets here. Notice that my left hand is also now ready to push. And this right arm is a little bent and set. And then here. I'm going to show you from the front, not stopping so much. It's really hard to stop and still do this. So here we're going to do snake creeps down. And then back to single whip, grab, pull, and then I've done too much Tai Chi today. Let's try again. Snake creeps down, out, rotate that arm, drop, and into, should have different pants on so you can really see this. Let me do it from here, from the single whip part. My foot, oh, you can't see it, sorry.
Thank you.
And my foot goes out, there you go. My foot goes out. My hand is going to flatten now. I'm going to release my hook, and my arm's going to swing down, and by the time it gets here, it is set. What is it set like? It's set just like you set the fist under elbow lifting arm. Do you see that? And they're going to do this escalator, one up, one down. And when you do, you're going to turn. You see that? You're going to turn. So I'm going to just show it to you here, here. So that is Golden Rooster stands on one leg. So let's go, let's just take it apart, all the different parts of it. So first of all, let's take apart. We were in the bow step, right? Let's just do it this way, because then you can follow me. We were in a bow step, except we were doing snake creeps down. So our right foot is off to the corner, right? Because we had just come down and forward a little bit. Our weight is not quite in center at this point. We're not quite in center. We're one way or the other, but we're on our way forward. As we come past center, we're going to turn our back foot to the corner until we're in a good bow stance. But then we're immediately gonna shift back a little bit so we can put the weight in our left heel and turn out. Then we're gonna move our whole body over to this front left foot. We do that, we push with the back toes, and we just move it there, and let the foot swing in to neutral. And then we're gonna turn notice that my hip is coming from back here to neutral, and then I'm taking that energy and putting it up into my knee. And I'm turning my upper body. So I'm here, I come forward, in comes my back foot, I come back a little, in, out, pivot on that left foot, then I go stand in that corner and bring my knee up. I also turn my chest to the corner, turn my chest to the corner, and my shoulders. Yes, Erlyn.
So at the end of that, when you stand to raise the knee, you're powering that with the turn of your whole body.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a big swing. From here, it's hard to do it without the arms. It's like, you know, it's like so I was here, I was like, oh, it's so hard to stop here, right? Here, 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 right? That's, so except that we do it in slow motion. And doing it in slow motion makes it so that you have to be stronger in this leg. So that's a good point. And I just want to say that however one is doing this, right, you're doing it a little higher, not maybe as long, and you come out, you can do this, bring it right here, and then this, right? And then this. But it's actually gets easier to move if you can make it flowing. It took me a long time. I was like, how will I ever get my leg off the floor? I remember. So that's the footwork. Let's try it a couple times. We'll be doing this again next week. So snake creeps down, circle down, and a little forward, but now we're going to circle forward, bring in that foot. You're just in a bow stance. Now you're shifting back onto that left heel, out. Now everything goes in that direction. Move your center, and then when your center's there, pick up with your knee. From here, let's see, I think that you're going to be turning this way, so I think this is going to work. From here, the snake creeps down. We won't go down very far. And then in, and then out, shift, up.
I think, so it helped me a lot right then was, it's that little rocking back motion to move my left foot to the corner.
Yes, it's
that
just
little
like
rock back, and then everything kind of comes in alignment.
yeah, and it gives you a little rhythm.
Yeah.
That's really nice, Michael. That's true. And you know, you've done this before, that little rock back, right?
Right.
You've done that little rock back before. And you've done that little rock back in the third section when you were doing the grab pull with parting the wild horse's mane.
Right.
So here, here. We're coming back and, doing this, coming forward, little rock back, go out. And then as you're going, go out and then go stand on what you just went out. I think that's also what you're saying. You get a rhythm.
Right.
If you don't stop and you have, you put it out, but now go stand on it. It's just part of what you're doing. So let me show you the arms with it. Yeah, we have time. So I'm going to just go through the arms for you. You've been hanging out here. So at some point you end up here, right? Because you were here and then you end up here, right? So we'll start here, we come back, down, forward, and then forward, and you're back where you started. Pretty much, you're a little different, feels a little different. Rock, pull, make sure this left foot gets all the way out to the corner. That's a footwork thing. Now what's gonna happen is right here, you're pulling, but the left hand that's pulling is gonna flatten. I want you to sort of think that you're grabbing onto your opponent. Okay? You're just like, you're gonna be that's part of what you're doing. That's the way I think of it. It's helpful. And this right hand arm is gonna swing down, just down next to your leg as you move and open. But by the time, see how my foot's coming forward? Your foot gets here. Do you see how I've made my hand, my right arm, look like it's, nice. It's cocked. Do you see that? It's cocked and the elbow's bent. And that's so that when I move up, I get this nice lifting arm. How am I going to do that? That's part of this. One up, one down, and a turn. Nice. Very nice, Dorothy. That's right, Michael. All right, so let's do it from here. I think until you do the final turn, you'll be turning away from me. We'll do it in both directions. So you will be, just don't go down very far. That snake creeps down, you'd be doing, and then you'd stop, and then you come through, and that foot moves, right? Then a little back, and then a forward, but now all the way forward. Put your hand on their shoulder, move towards your shoulder, and one up, one down. I'm going to go the other way. I know you're looking over your shoulder, but now you can turn in that direction. And snake creeps down. And forward, bring the foot in. Out, grab, pull. Hand's going to go on the shoulder, and you're going to approach the hand. It's going to stay there in space. You're dropping your hook, and it's coming by your hip, and then getting ready here, before you get up. Then here. And you're turning at the end. One up, one down. One is pushing down. Nice. One is pushing down, and one is lifting up. Nice position, Erwin. Yes.
Real quick, when you do that rock forward and you do the show pull, and then you you go to put your hand on them, are you showing pull slightly to the corner and then bringing your hand back in front of you, or
No, you're going to the corner.
oh,
Let me show you. Your whole weight is moving. Watch. So I do this. I'm just going to do it like a little bit, right? Like this, and then like this. It's not, I had to get that foot out. So it's not, this arm isn't way over here. It's just a small pull, okay? I'm gonna bend my elbow, but this hand is gonna stay right where it is. See that? And then this.
Okay, thank you. That was a helpful
Yep.
view.
Okay, yeah,
So your body's moving towards your hand.
exactly. Yes, happens a lot in the form, and you're just bending your elbow or something. That's why it's sometimes hard for us to tell you what to do. Dorothy, did you have a question? Or you good? It's looking good. Yeah, I've been seeing you. It's been looking good. All right, let us do single whip. From single whip to snake creeps down. Let's do it here. Single whip, snake creeps down, golden rooster. And snake creeps down. Change your right foot. Back, down, forward. Now, really forward. Change that right foot. Little out grab. Did you change your left foot to the corner? Flatten your left hand, drop your right, and I can't stop in the middle. One up, one down. Your chest is to the corner. Let's do that again. And snake creeps down, back to the corner, and do your circle. And now into snake creeps down, forward, grab, go to that hand, one up, one down as you turn. Don't worry, we will be doing all of this again next week. And we'll be doing the second one, which is easier than the first. And then you know what's going to happen? We get to a whole bunch of moves we already know. I mean, a whole bunch. We're going to be repulsing monkeys, and then we're going to do eventually do a turn body, chop with fist, only instead of chopping with fist, which was really hard, we're just going to like have our fingers open like a bloom, like a spring bloom. Easy peasy. So next week, we'll see how far we get. We'll see how far we get. Any final questions? All right, let's finish up.